Good afternoon and welcome back to the desk. My name is Fdot, joined here by Adanas, and we're going to be moving into our next set of the afternoon. We're going to see Eager, one of the teams that has been very, very hot lately, take on Randozos.
They've been cold. Only thing you can really say. It's honestly like the Clowns right now, they're in a circus, and I don't think it's going to be changing. The most roster changes of any team so far this split after the split had started, and they're going to find themselves with 3 new swaps here. Their most outspoken leader, I would say, Polar Bear Mike, left the team wanting to focus on himself a little bit more. They had Skeeledon, or excuse me, not Skeeledon, they had Janus stolen away from them, so now they're back with Skeeledon. They brought in Whalrus for the solo and moved Scary D to fill in for Polar Bear Mike. So it's just, it's not looking good for them right now.
Not at all. I thought Polar Bear Michael was one of the bigger points of that squad. So moving on from him and having to adjust to another part of new roster, that whether or not the roster is good or not is almost besides the point. You're here in week number 5 adjusting to another new roster. It just doesn't bode well.
It's just, you even heard it from Mask in that interview, is that synergy is so important. It just, he didn't really feel comfortable or have the synergy on that squad with Envy.
Yep.
Being back with Denial has honestly helped him play better. He doesn't think about his mistakes anymore. He just, every play is a new play, and that's something that's going to be very hard for Randozos. To be fair, I would say they have a little bit less pressure on them as well, considering they're guaranteed to miss DreamHack, I think, at this point, or at the very least, they have to go undefeated. Not happening, let's be honest here. And right now, they're fighting to maybe have a chance to avoid relegations, but it's all about just making sure that they can find a win sometime.
On the flip side, Eager has been quite the opposite. Randozos have yet to find a win, 0-8. Eager, their past 4 games have all been wins. A 4-game winning streak coming out for Eager. They've been very hot. After djpernicus really sort of joined the rest of the squad, we've really seen this team not stop whatsoever.
I mean, djpernicus showing up, TheBest playing at one of the highest levels we've seen from him, you know, last week, as well as Zapman consistently still. I said it last broadcast or last set. Best hunter in North America right now, in my opinion. Consistency. He had the one game he fed on her, but we're not going to talk about that too much. But outside of that, he's been on fire. This is the best Zap we've seen in 2-3 years.
I'll completely agree. And with that, let's head into picks and bans. Last time around, Zapman has messed around with Anher and Shibalanke, 2 of the underpicked characters in the SPL. Let's see if he goes the same direction. Randozos will be on the left side with the first pick.
So Eager have a strategy, and I talked about it when we last saw them as well. They have a core unit that they go into against a team with in mind, right? They always have the same jungler, the same support, and the same, did I say jungler already? And the same mid. I couldn't remember, but they always like pick the same 3 gods in both games as long as one of them isn't picked or banned away from them, and that's because they have a set strategy to abuse that early game power.
Right, and those 3 characters, the core, it winds up being that 3v3 in the mid lane.
And they already took away 2 of them, right? Zeus is one of the mainstays, but Sobek is also picked up. Now, here's the thing. We've seen a wheel expand away from djpernicus, but what it more is he's only going to pick it if they have the Sobek. So banning away that more than likely means Eager won't try and go for that jungler.
I wonder if we see Aror has played some interesting supports, and seeing the combo as Apollo's first pick for Randozos, seeing the combo of the Sobek into the Wheelish for that maximum displacement, I'm curious if Aurora's got a pocket Hercules, because that Earthbreaker is basically
Geb as well.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
I think Aurora can play a wide variety of gods. I do like him more on the aggressive, like
exactly.
I'm in your face. Scylla locked in for Eager.
Yes.
We saw Best tie Cyclone Spin single game SPL kill record at 18 in a very close match. That also Cyclone Spin like just completely destroyed. I think it was Elevate and farmed kills. Yeah. TheBest was in a very close matchup against, I believe it was Soar.
Yeah, and it just they absolutely launched. And you mentioned the game that Zapman fed with 10 deaths. That's the game that Zapman wound up with 10 deaths, and he had over 20 assists.
Is on her.
Yeah, he had over 20 assists because Scylla was all taking the kills. So.
Soul locked in more than likely for Zapman there to combat the Apollo, and double globals coming out from the Clowns.
We'll see how the Randozos round out their lineup. I'd like to see them pick something comfortable for Whalrus here.
Could be a Bologna. Kind of the catch-all solo laner, although he'll be matched up against a Ravana, I feel, like like no matter what. And it's going to be Athena. So this is one thing about Randozos that we haven't really talked about, even though they haven't found a win yet. Their early game traditionally has been pretty good.
Sure.
And honestly, when you are a weaker team, you almost always want to focus on early game because you can always either come out even or try and abuse your kind of early game gods, your rotational powers from globals, and get ahead.
That's also assuming that's also what you probably have the most practice on.
Yes.
Right? Every single scrim, every single match, you're practicing your early game. The late game, maybe you don't get there, especially if you're a lower-end team. Kumbhakarna picked up for Team Eager. This is, we've seen Shadowcube play a lot of Kumbha. Aurora, on the other hand, like you said, we associate him a little bit more with the offensive stuff, but Kumbha, one of the gods in the game with the most peel I've ever seen.
He has played Kumbha, I believe, 2 games so far. They were both losses, though, earlier on in the split. But Kumbha, I mean, that's the thing, right? When you pick Scylla, you never just want to pick Scylla, right, without any setup. A lot of times you'll see the Thor jungles or a support that can hard stun. And Kumbha has so many options, right? Not only the epic uppercut, which is a guaranteed connect, kind of like the Naja ult, but you also have a root, you have a Mez as well, and as long as no one breaks the Mez, someone's going to have to be forced to use Purification to get out of it, or else I'm a monster is going to swing.
So Whalrus was banned.
Yes.
By Eager.
Early game. They don't want to deal with the early game.
Sure.
That god, I mean, Feather Step with the red pot, like, whew,
I mean,
I ain't having none of that.
We saw Luminosity get taken down with a single Feather Step.
I ain't having none of that.
It's just surprising to see Eager, the team that has played arguably the most of Whalrus this season, they ban it themselves, and we're going to see DJ play that Naja most likely. Randozos will go quite the opposite direction. Instead of the straight assassin that Naja is, they'll bring Batz, the party monkey, to the table. Although we saw what Mask did last set, this character can definitely be an assassin if things go in his direction.
The double crits on Ionic under the Phoenix was I think it was 6-11, 6-11, bye-bye Thor.
Got them Snoopy crits.
Randozos looking for their last pick into the soul, and it's going to be Osiris.
Ooh.
So not exactly sure what Eager's going to pick up there, but Osiris very good at controlling any really warrior versus warrior matchup. Yeah. And Eager traditionally here, they'll lean on the Robin. And Divios going to continue that trend. 12% pick rate. It's been him and I think that game in Omega. Right, he's the only one who's really playing it.
What I like what I like about Eager's composition, which admittedly really doesn't affect the game as much as I like it, perhaps, is the nice spread of damage. You always see 3 and 2, right? That's what you're looking at. But it's 2 relevant sources of damage on both sides. Kumbhakarna, the support is always calculated into that. If you got 2 magical, you really have 1.5 because the support's not going ham exactly. So that nice spread of different schools of magic coming out for Eager is always something I like to see. Skeeledon on the monkey. Keep your eyes on Skeeledon specifically. I think that Scary D and Whalrus, while accomplished players in their own right, Skeeledon definitely is a player that I think has the most potential on this team.
I'm not going to lie. I thought you just caster cursed it, and he was going to turn that corner and get first blood. And I was like, no, don't keep your eyes on Skeeledon. He's going to die. But Eager not able to catch him out. So Eager, once again, we have this. This is kind of the meta right now in Season 3 is the Wombo combo mid laners, right? That's why Naja has risen, where it's like, take him to the sky, but you also have another god, Auror, on that Kumbhakarna, going to take him to the sky. There's so much setup right now for this Scylla.
And that's so beautiful for Best because every once in a while, the character
that's
really,
Meerkat.
every once in a while, a character really embodies what a player does or vice versa, right? The Best is Scylla. Right? Like, the Best just is Scylla. He's had so many high-profile games on it. Pentakill on this character in the past in professional play. The Best definitely really just internalizes what Scylla can do. So for the meta to set himself up and allow Scylla to be picked in this area, it's a great look for Eager.
Purple Pot Soulstone on the little girl here. She's not going to be kind of the same Scylla that a lot of pros have come to know and expect to have that low level of wave clear.
I mean, that's always been the thing. Late game Scylla can crush it, but like, can she get there? Last game with this purple pot, we saw Scylla clearing waves at level 3.
It was level 3.
It used to take till level 8.
You'd have to get your crush. I think was to rank 4.
Yeah,
it was rank 4. You're like, okay, now I could clear a wave. And left-hand side Harpy is going to go the way of Naja by himself, and the Best is just going to distract Randozos, right? Not even. She doesn't actually want to contest that. She just allows djpernicus. Oh, no, he didn't even get him. Never mind. He didn't want to solo him.
Didn't take the chance right there. Mid lane going to take the very safe option back into lane.
Oh, but what they get here is like pure lane control, which means now they can not only get the camps on the right-hand side, but it's going to be harder for Randozos to secure those on the left.
Scylla is one of these gods similar to Agni that you don't actually have to visit the mid harpies to take part. You can just toss the crush over the wall. I like that. It allows you just to keep that lane presence and keep things going. Taking a look at the left-hand side, Randozos are the ones with the pressure on the lane.
Divios getting bullied here. Should be able to get out. Overhead kick. Gonna stop a little bit of that poke. Looks like potions are about even right now, but Whalrus getting the better of Divios so far. To be expected on Osiris.
Osiris gonna take that one. At what point does that matchup really swing in Robin's favor?
I mean, I wouldn't say it ever really swings in Robin's favor. I think it just kind of just evens out a little bit more. Around level 8 to 10 is when you see the soul laners just like, well, we had a lot of poke war and I, outpushed you this one wave. Now either I have a lead or we're even. So
with Divios on this Raven, it's really up to him to just play extremely well to get rid of Whalrus. He's not going to be gifted the lane like some characters do when their wave clear comes online or whatnot.
Exactly. It's going to be a slap fight for the most part. And Divio's going to overhead kick that stun there, so not worried too much. And now it's actually an invade coming out from Eager. This is that chess style that we saw them play against enemy. It's just, we saw it in the mid lane, right? First, don't just trade out camps. Why trade out when we know that Randozos can't fight us in this matchup right now? So we just send DJ over. Best kind of stands there, distracts him. He doesn't get him, but he comes back. Speaking of coming back, actually an early gank. Divios has ult though, so he should be fine.
Not quite
fine.
He
didn't level it.
First blood goes to the man Whalrus. Off of the assist of Skeeledon, making the early pre-level 5 rotation over to the solo lane. Divios takes the spill. As you said, he hit level 5.
That was planned because I saw that on Omega as well last match where level 5 hit and he didn't have his ult. I thought he had simply used it in lane. And I think, Omega kind of copied that style from Divios where level 5 Divios doesn't get ult because he's typically not under pressure from a jungler and he just wants the extra poke. Actually, highlight him real quick. There's no way he has it. He would have leveled it already. Exactly. He doesn't have it.
Yeah,
3-1-1.
Yeah, there are a couple of gods that sometimes you see the ultimate not being taken, Raven being one of them.
That was a first blood on the player.
Yes.
Yes. That was like understanding that Divios does not get his ultimate there at level 5. Sorry, let me clarify that.
I understood 100% where you were at, and that to me, seeing that is probably the most positive thing I have seen if I'm a Randozos fan.
If I saw that from any other team, I'd be like, okay, this team I'm surprised at, right? That they have that level of consciousness, and now it's actually going to be a turnaround coming out from Randozos here.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression coming out from Eager in the enemy jungle. djpernicus uses the ultimate to get away, but Athena's not going to let that one go easily. Whalrus picks up his second kill of the game, 2-0. Randozos starting this one off quick.
Like I said, early game, this has been their shining matter, but even, with 3 roster changes, we didn't expect it to be this good. Obviously, they conceded a lot of their jungle. They're going to find the first 2 kills of the game and even up that gold lead that Eager had earned.
So that's going back to that kill over in the solo lane. That came from just player knowledge, from homework, from doing the job outside
I know
the
Divios.
game. Exactly. And if you're a Randozos fan, that has to be the most positive thing you look at. Because like you said, this roster has changed. There's people coming in and out. Thirst had a situation where they just couldn't win because they couldn't get a roster online. Hold that thought. Aror certainly online. Up, down, see you around. The best gets the first kill for Eager. And djpernicus picks up 2. Tie game here in the 5th minute.
Really surprised. Did Skeeledon jump into that? I didn't notice, but yeah, Zapman rotates over. He's really not even needed. No. The full combo is completed by Aror and TheBest, and that's just the combo, right, that we expect, right? It doesn't even have to be DJ. It could be Aror as well. Way too much damage to survive there, and Eager, they return.
Very funny how Randozos play the intelligent, CIA, I have the dossier on the enemy player, and Eager's just like, bang, bang, you're dead now, I get 2 kills.
Yeah, they're like, I got Divios' address, man, I got his phone number, I got his mom's name, I got everything on Divios, right? Level he ranks up his skills, that's like the bottom, though.
And Eager's just like, yo, I'm a Kumbhakarna you, and you're going to die twice. Very simple strategy coming out from Eager. It's plain as day. When you go up against this Eager squad or this not the roster, but the composition, Aurora's going to come for you, and Scylla's going to be an alma monster when you come down. You are well aware of that. How do you avoid that?
It's good ward coverage, which you could see they have it now. I don't think they had it at first, though.
No.
I almost feel like you need to have wards in the mid camps against Eager, right? We've seen that a lot, right? It's a lot of times you'll see wards on the top and bottom side of the mid camps, but if you kind of put it in that crevice, not a lot of people, even if they ward there, they won't sentry ward it, which means you have guaranteed vision if they're kind of there in that hole, hiding, trying to find you as you come around the corner, and that just, it's exactly what Zap did. He actually sat right where the mid camp spawned. They didn't know he was there, and even though he had no effect, it was still the fact that he was there.
Red buff will go the way of Eager, so another invade going fruitfully for the blue and white. This time on the red side. That'll get annoying. I think I'll just call them the red team. But Eager definitely being very, very aggressive, and it's paying off.
I need to see this Randozos duo lane not be in lane, honestly. Right, Zapman here going to be under fire a little bit. They're trying to combine, but actually Skeeledon knocked up under tower. Still tanking tower, slowed as well. Shell barely lives.
Shell saved his life there.
Yeah. Almost 2v1 soloed. Najah looking for a combination, and there it is. TheBest going to reset his ultimate. Whalrus jumps into 4.
Whalrus jumped into 4. He loses half his HP bar for that, but the follow-up looked good until Divios showed up. Started swinging his hands, and 2 people winded up beneath half HP. And Eager wind up with the quick kill in the enemy jungle, and they're just going to keep on keeping on. Blue buff goes the way of Eager as well.
That jump into 4 almost got Skeeledon killed there, but they managed to stay out. But now, actually, Eager staying a little bit too long. Dash forward, he actually interrupts the Mez. One more hit. Good kill on Meerkat. Turns his attention to Aror as the slows come out from Osiris.
There's that rotation you wanted. Meerkat
big
shows
turnaround.
up, and people start dying. Skeeledon's able to pick up the best in the back, and Aror, sleepy time.
Big turnaround there coming out. Randozos find 3 kills. They're going to invade the red as well. Eager getting a little bit too greedy for kills. They got their one, and then they just stayed a little bit too long. They allowed kind of that global power to come into Randozos. This is what Randozos, not only their composition, but their team is good at, is the early game.
Divios full HP. Skeeledon within just killing range, but Divios shows up a little bit late. Gold Fury goes the way of Randozos.
By himself.
They're going to take the lead. Divios could spill. Not quite.
Maybe Eager's playing a little bit cocky against Randozos. They haven't found a win. They've had many roster changes, but Randozos still not only first blood, but more kills than their opponent and a gold tier. They're only up 900. Something they're going to have to remedy here if they want to find a win against Eager, especially heading into the late game against a Soul and Scylla.
Something interesting on the side of Randozos as Whalrus gets dove and taken to the sky. There's the follow-up. Best will hit him with I'm a monster.
Surprisingly slow. That was definitely a kill onto Whalrus, but Best holding his ultimate.
Yep.
The timing so far was perfect, but not that time. Not something you typically see from DJ and TheBest. Normally they've been on point so far this season.
Yeah, just miscalculation there. Just didn't come out on top, and this is what they've practiced all the time, so,
I thought it was a little bit late, too. I was like, isn't he supposed to use it by now? Oh, okay, no, he got out.
I mean, it's tough to bat 1,000. They've been very successful, so one dropped is in a terrible situation. Zapman might be in a terrible situation as Randozos rotate heavily over here thanks to the Duro Janus ult. Meerkat knocked to the sky. That's a dead hunter. And then continuing the fight, everybody's looking at Scary D. Auror's here to protect his team.
This is like a brawl, man. This doesn't feel like Eager was very calculated early, but ever since then, I feel like they're just like, we just want to fight Randozos. We just want to kill them, right? There's no hesitation. They're all invading. They're getting rotated on against, a triple global team, and the Eager don't care.
I mean, people ask for ranked arena, right? this season has just been a brawl, like you said. It's just fistfights everywhere, in the jungle, in the enemy jungle, in the lanes, at the fire giant.
Aror and djpernicus here. They're going to look for Whalrus. No ultimate online for him. DJ, he doesn't have Windfire wheels as well, but they're just going to poke out this Osiris with his passive. I believe that's fully stacked there. 16% damage reduction. He'll be fine.
Yeah. 16% is a whole bunch. 10 minutes on the clock, and Randozos are, well, everything's all tied up, but Randozos lead in the kills and a hair on the side of gold as well. 6-4 with the Clowns in the lead, and Eager have still seemed very, very strong.
Yeah, to be fair, right, it's a 500 gold lead, but Randozos not only have a gold tier, but the kill lead and first blood, no towers on the board. You would expect this to be a little bit higher, but what I do like from them is kind of the rotational power and their team fight presence, right? They're not scared to attack Eager when Eager overstays in their own jungle, and I think, like I said, Eager seem very kind of aggressive here. I feel like they gave a lot more respect to enemy right? There was a lot more like, I wouldn't say hesitation, but it's like, we know what you're good at. We're not going to overextend.
You know, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of the opposite. It's less a lack of respect for the enemy team and maybe just you're coming off of a 4-game win streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just total feeling yourself. We've seen Eager just repeatedly invade enemies' jungles successfully. So why should it not work this game around against the 8th seeded team in North America? I think Eager's feeling themselves for good reason.
Like I said, that's not respect. Like if you're like going, this team hasn't won a game, right?
Right.
We're hot, right? We're just going to walk over it. And I don't think they, we're truly recognizing not only the teleport coming out of the Osiris, but also Aduro has through space and time. Scary D has his ultimate as well to, teleport him to anyone. And Meerkat can, come from wherever he wants, especially with that buff to Apollo. It's much easier in this early and mid game for Apollos to rotate, where before they would be out of mana by the time they made it from lane to lane at, 12 minutes.
It's very true. I mean, Meerkat got that kill with So Beautiful. It wouldn't have been available had this been on a
charged
previous
ult.
patch. All right, Whalrus going to get the Athena help, but Divios just completely turns tail. Ultimate to avoid the stun. He's going to ult in place, and Divios trying to find the kill onto Whalrus. Gets taunted away thanks to Scary D.
Really surprising there. Divios had ult for quite some time, but
Things on DJ.
Randozos still trying to turn that one around. Just going to be a boar steal for now. I don't expect Whalrus to stick around here if they do know that DJ's here in the jungle. Maybe they try to bait him under tower, though. Zapman forced to purify.
Skeeledon showed up, but unable to find the Fear No Evil in a good spot. I like that he held that. I like that he held the ultimate there.
I think he went like a second too early, right? I think if he lets Meerkat bait the purification, because I don't know if Zapman popped it before Skeeledon jumped over.
Right.
But at least pressure onto this tier 1, and now, corporeal form coming out from Zapman there. Or no, it's actually his Aegis, or his Sanctuary, excuse me.
Yeah, so Zapman now going to try and turn. Supernova hits nothing, but...
Nothing. That was 2 players.
Yeah.
That was a lot. I know, it's pretty close there. It was actually really close.
The ultimate hit nothing, but the Supernova definitely did.
And Zapman going to invade these boars for, I think, the 3rd time this match already.
Oh, yeah.
Eager. I mean, they lost a Gold Fury and First Blood. They're going to find a kill here more than likely in the jungle. Boom.
That time it's on time. Sanctuary will immune out. Well, one hit of the ring, but not a hit of the spear. djpernicus takes down Aduro. Best has to find a way out on the backside, and Scary D going to chase Zapman, but Aror separates the support from the enemy Hunter. Meerkat going to go past Aror with the ult, not able to find much more damage, and the 2 damage dealers of Eager safely in their own jungle.
Whalrus going to be off the mark on his ult. Can't find the route on a DJ, who's just kind of running Randozos in circles right now. One more hit, though. Backline, Whalrus finds the kill. Aror sets up a kill on the Meerkat, but no one there to follow except for Divios over the wall. One more swing, and he's going to connect another kill online for Robin.
Divios makes a good play right there, correctly choosing when to dive and figuring out just exactly what he has to do. djpernicus got very low, but very important kill came from DJ there as he was able to find the Janus post-Sanctuary. So DJ does his job and then gets out. The hard way, but still gets
out. He gets out. He's like, man, I needed to buy items anyway. And djpernicus going into the Wingblade. It's that EU style.
Hey, you've been playing the Handyman voice pack?
What did I sound British there or something?
No, Handyman says, you were going back to base anyway.
Yeah, okay. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't do it anywhere close to an accent.
Yeah, the winged blade coming out from the Naja, like you said, more of a, I guess Europe has played that build a little bit more often, but it's just a very good Naja build. It allows you to stay in the fights a little bit longer with the health on it.
Why does DJ need to do damage, right? Exactly. He'd rather just have this utility item to keep himself alive. Exactly. Also very good against kind of all of Randozos' composition, right? Slows coming out from Whalrus, Skeeledon. When he jumps in, if he connects, it's going to be a slow. One of the strongest slows in the game in Janus' 3 there. Not something you want to walk over, and that's going to keep him in the fight, keep him a little bit healthier with the bonus health. And
Meerkat even has a slow if he finds you with the moves, right? Every character on Randozos, the wing blade is going to do wonders against. And like you said, DJ, while he doesn't want to build completely support like he's Ionic in the long lane, he does want to bring a little bit of damage, but you come down and there is a Scylla and a Soul waiting at the bottom. I mean, you don't have to 100 to 0 somebody at all.
I mean, Eager aren't lacking in damage.
Exactly.
There's no reason for him to immediately go into this crit. Whalrus, though, had a pretty good game for himself. Well, I'm pretty surprised, but he's been holding his own against Divios. 3-0-2 right now.
Not just against Divios, but also against Eager as a whole. Whalrus is a player that you know, watching him in the SPL, he has played in the SPL before and hasn't ever really turned up. This is a different Whalrus, and I'm very excited for the Randozos that this is the guy that they have as a solo laner.
Taunt coming out in the mid lane there. Best forced back, but he has a death this time. I believe in the last set he had 2 deaths in total between his Scyllas, but they didn't happen until very late game, so a little bit of a surprise, honestly, to see him die or get picked up this early. And now in the back line, it's actually Skeeledon looking for the best.
Aror takes a little bit of poke from Enduro, but able to deal with it thanks to his itemization choices. Bye-bye. Best picks up Skeeledon.
He had Purification online, too. Skeeledon not pressing his buttons today.
Yep, just not able to find it. It's man, it's unfortunate. Skeeledon, we came into this game, and Skeeledon came into the game previously on a different team. I expected a little bit more.
I like Skeeledon, but we actually saw this happen against another team when he was playing for Denial. Aurora, though, in the meantime, gonna find a pick. They're looking for Meerkat. Good Sanctuary, gonna immune actually a ton of damage.
Perfect Sanctuary. The moment of time that the window of opportunity Meerkat had to activate that Sanctuary was so incredibly small. Fantastic reflexes, and more importantly, just knowing when exactly to hit that. As soon as you hit the ground, it's not a one-frame link, but it's damn near close.
And in the meantime, Whalrus is going to be able to successfully split push that Tier 1 tower. Divios had teleport up, but elects to give it up. I think it was so low, there was really no point in wasting your teleport with the potential of Gold Fury going on.
Exactly, and the fact that Eager didn't get that Gold Fury, but Randozos did get the solo tower, it's a very good look for the Clowns.
djpernicus going to be spotted left-hand side, though. Meerkat getting Athena ult on top of him. I guess Meerkat just wanting to stay alive, but he fall. I don't know if they wanted to turn that around. These Athena ults have not been useful.
Yeah, the Athena ult seemed to be a little bit of communication breakdown. I think it's Scary D just pulling the trigger.
Oh, the counter!
What a great play to djpernicus. Going to come down from the sky. Jungler v jungler. Adura, if he finds the unstable, it will be the end of djpernicus. 8-8. Very even here. Randozos versus Eager, game 1.
Aurora chased down on the left-hand side. It's going to be Whalrus picking up his 4th kill, but it's Divios. He didn't give up. He's going to lock, you can see that Aduro in his own tower, but it doesn't matter. The portal is good, and now he's just going to run Divios in a circle here. Mystic Rush is up, but Divios, I don't think he wants to kind of jump over that wall just yet. Whalrus tries to defend this tower on the left-hand side.
No Hunter here, or at least no Hunter in range, as Zapman can't really find his way underneath the tower to deal the damage necessary. But the sickle won't hit either, and Zap should be relatively fine. No slow.
One of the... Ooh, actually, Meerkat in the sky as well. Oh, they're looking for Zapman.
Oh, they're looking.
Does he have it? Oh, no, they actually turned their attention to the Best.
Original target was definitely Zap, but Best was just a little bit more opportunistic. Brings Best down low enough, it's going to force the mage home, and Adura will make the turnaround.
He could find this if he really wants to. There's the taunt coming in to confirm damage actually onto Zapman. Not the best. Aduro not lining up how he wanted to, and now he's going to be turned on. DJ finds him in the jungle going way too deep, and the kills are going to be even. That's a kill steal, Aurora.
Aurora picks up Aduro with the last hit going to the support. 2-2 and 6 for Aurora, who has built both aura items. 2 items that we really don't see purchased that often anymore.
It's just a ton of team protections, and honestly, with Sovereignty getting buffed, I mean, 30 protections for your team, that's pretty good. Now the overextended battle continues as Eager going a little bit too deep, chasing out a couple members. Skeeledon's back, Fear No Evil, and that's going to split djpernicus off from the rest of the group.
Meerkat picks up the kill off the assist from the jungler. Scary D shows up in time, less to help Meerkat and more to help himself, as Scary D finds himself in the red, going to find his way, find an exit to the south. And Whalrus just trying to keep the enemies at bay, allowing his support to exit.
I'm telling you, it's a brawl, man. Like,
yeah.
These fights, it's just been back and forth. Just like, you get a kill and you chase a little bit deeper for a second one, and then the couple members that died have respawned and they turn around. I feel like we've been fighting on this left side of the map for 10 minutes now. Still, no Gold Fury, though, outside of the first one picked up by Randozos very early.
I mean, he called it. Barn burner. That's exactly what this one is. Just head-to-head, damage to damage. 10-9 read the kills. And Eager is a team, like we said, coming off of a 4-game win streak against some of the more difficult teams in the league. And then Randozos, who haven't been able to find a win, are the ones dancing with them.
This is really good for Randozos. Now, I think a lot of it, Eager, like I said, it seems like they're playing a little bit more aggressive than you would think they would. against enemy, everything was so calculated. No over-aggression. They found their kill. They backed off. They stole a buff. They found their kill. They backed off. They got a tower. They found a kill. They backed off. They got the gold fury. But here, they're just chasing so deep into Randozos' jungle. It almost feels like they want to prove a point. But the problem is, Randozos, these are still 5 very good players no matter what.
Oh,
Even though we've seen a roll swap from Scary D and his ultimates haven't been on point, which to be fair, it's very hard. Especially in like a new lineup to utilize Athena effectively, especially when you just roll swapped. But I mean, they're good enough players to team fight. They know how to team fight, especially early game.
Yeah, I mean, the SPL is what are you looking at? The top 0.5% of Smite players in the SPL?
Masters last season. Actually, we'll get to that in a second. As left-hand side, Zapman going to solo out Meerkat. Gets soloed by Zapman, Meerkat.
Zapman on the soul with his patented basic attack build. Everybody seems to build soul as a mage, except for Zap. Still with the demo grip and the Telkine's ring and all those things to just help you out with the basics.
Zap going very deep. Skeeledon actually doesn't jump to try and lock down. Zap, he actually jumps away. And now, Eager, they're going to chase a couple members of Randozos out of the jungle.
That's death.
And here's the combo.
Skeeledon drops the ultimate to try and stop the combo.
Sanctuary.
CC protection's already out from the Best's ultimate, and DJ gets the kill on the Scary D. Huge damage coming out from Best, who sits number 4 on the damage charts with 9730.
You know, they delay the Gold Fury, though. And because of that, Meerkat going to be spawning soon again. Right-hand side, though, Whalrus does not have the lead in this lane as Divios chasing him to his Phoenix at this point in the 1v1 battle. Just looking for that tier 2. Gold Fury left-hand side, though. It's been started up here. Eager haven't dropped it. Through space and time used.
Just dropped 25% on that one. Meerkat shows up with the ult, and Duro's ult already down, so Eager could pick up the Gold Fury one more time, and all of the threats of the globals are gone. The threat of Fear No Evil is gone. Scary D's the only one with the ult up, and it'll be up 3 seconds.
Aduro coming from behind. He's looking for the unstable Vortex steal, and no, he's not going to find it. It's going to be Eager, but maybe Randozos could find some kills off the back of this. Athena all comes crashing in.
That threshold was absolutely incredible, and Aduro gets gifted for it with a kill off of the unstable Vortex. Tying up the kills one more time, 11-11, but unfortunately for Randozos, that comes after the Gold Fury, so Eager sits up 4K.
And Divios actually turned on once again. This seems like the story of the game.
Oh, no.
He's going to run into Skeeledon. Mystic Rush not online. It's going to be Whalrus finding him. 5-0-3.
Randozos going to do the same, or at least try to do the same on the left side as well. Pushing up. They've got 3 here. Aduro, Meerkat, and Scary D. But here comes Eager. Blinking in his Aror. Finds the root on the Scary D. Doesn't want to use the ult on him. Not even available. Not even needed.
Meerkat needs to be careful here.
Best. 2 kills and some minions. Double kill for the mid laner. 5, 1, and 4. 50 stacks of Doom Orb and the helmet. How's that?
That's a pretty big lead for Eager. Let's go to the graphs. The game, which was so close for about 20 minutes, has taken a nosedive. And now Eager, not only with the kill lead, like you said, but with the gold lead, over 4,000 right now. And now it's going to be up to Randozos to try and counter this. And while they were team fighting pretty well, a couple mistakes from the individuals here, I think, is starting to spell this Eager lead. Yeah,
Eager's just able to honestly do what they've done the entire game. Randozos were able to punish them a little bit earlier, but as the game goes later and later, Scylla starts hitting harder and harder, as does Naja, and this combo system that Eager has is just more effective in the mid to late game.
And a lot of, you know, the ability for Randozos to keep up to par with Eager in the early game was around that triple global, including the teleport from Whalrus. And we actually saw Whalrus teleport a lot of times to fights much earlier than Divios. So he was out rotating him and kind of that sense. You could see he's also gained himself a slight experience lead over him. Mid lane, though, Scary D in a little bit of trouble here. Skeeledon going to try and save his support, but it's a little bit too late. Zapman finishes off the kill. Fear No Evil is down, and Randozos are in a lot of trouble here.
Skeeledon making another excellent play, trying to successfully do what he wants. But Divios, nobody's going to stop Divios. Coming down the lane like a Mack truck, just pushing everybody out of the way. Aror finds the root on top of Whalrus, and Aror finds the kill on top of Whalrus as well. 3, 2, and 9 for the support as Eager take a tier 2 away from Randozos in the mid lane.
They could honestly just siege up this Phoenix. They are 5 members strong. There's a couple of Randozos trying to defend, but no Fear No Evil. I'm a monster available. No, they're not done. Divios able to split push that tier 2 on right. They're going to walk over to his second Phoenix. I mean, this game was dead even. even less than 5 minutes ago, and now it's 2 Phoenixes and a triple root from TheBest. Crush coming through, and that's going to be another kill. Taunt forward by Scary D. Aduro trying to confirm some more damage. I'm a monster. No, don't do it. Not in the fountain, too.
Divios finds it, but not the kill. Not enough to reset, and Aduro, he's going to punish
That
Best.
was greed.
Yeah, he's going to punish Best for a little bit of flash. Randozos going to look for a turnaround. Taunt on to Divios, but that's not the guy you want to taunt anytime soon. Skeeledon has it. Skeeledon drops it, looking directly at Zapman. There's the hit from Aduro, but it's sanked out. Not going to find the damage. Unstable Vortex will, but Aduro very low. Not walking through that portal. djpernicus takes out the mage.
Mez coming through onto Scary D. He's slowed as well. There's the taunt. Trying to charge up his dash, but he's actually body blocked in between 3 players perfectly. That was Randozos' fight. They tried the turnaround, but it just wasn't enough. DJ closing the gap there into the sash. Repositions himself. There's only 2 players alive right now for Randozos and Eager. They're going to be on full retreat, but, I mean, Randozos, that was their chance. Yeah. Best gets greedy. Scary D comes crashing down, but still not enough.
I almost fell out of my chair watching djpernicus using the ult to catch the distance with the sash. Love that play to just make sure that Skeeledon's not able to walk up towards this fire giant.
Meerkat has ultimate, and Whalrus is going to smell at this fire giant. So a chance for Randozos.
If Whalrus takes this fire giant, it would just seal the deal on how well Whalrus has done this game. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to find a way in. He will get rooted, he will get crit, he will get beat up, and he will just die. Zapman 5 kills since he's found a death. And the Hunter on the side of Eager, playing the mage this time, 509, just finishes up his Rod of Tahuti, and the kill on the Fire Giant will boost him up even more.
So they actually don't finish off Fire Giant there. Whalrus chases them off. And I think this is, look at that. Through space and time, thinking that Eager are still doing the Fire Giant as no vision online for Randozos. This is Eager, I think, realizing what they were doing before, right? Yep. Just getting overly aggressive against a team they felt like they were going to roll over, and realizing very quickly that Randozos are still 5 good players that know how to team fight and abuse global ultimates. Now that they've kind of taken a step back and are looking a lot more organized, they recognize that why even risk getting the Fire Giant stolen?
I mean,
why even risk it? We're winning every fight. Yep. Let's back off, reset, have 5 members fresh, and then go for it.
You're going to start one more time on to the Giant. They fire 20 kills to their name. The Fire Giant already down 20%. A lot of damage coming out from everybody on the squad. So Fire Giant goes to Eager for free. Whalrus shows up, says hi, and quickly goes back to solo lane.
Doesn't find the ult, but does find a Mez. Scary D doing his best to peel for Skeeledon, but Skeely's going to be rooted. He does have Blink, but he's in combat.
Drops the ultimate, so just offensively needs to peel for himself. Takes 3 people off of him. So Skeeledon survives.
Still a tower and gold 3 up if Eager want to slow it down.
That's exactly what they're going to do, right towards the tower. Eager. Aror leading the charge, taking the tower, not really taking too much damage as he's got so many good items.
I mean, he's almost full build.
The Mantle of Discord and the Spirit Robe after the 2 aura items. I really like what Aror has here.
And 2,700 health to his name. He's going to be tanking up this Phoenix, allow Divios to frontline, get some auto attacks in. Taking a good amount of poke, though. He's already under half. And he's getting chased forward, forced to use his ult defensively. Or, excuse me, his dash defensively.
Aror taunted. That could be a problem, but Whalrus and the rest of Randozos not pushing up.
Fire minions, though. Middle Phoenix respawns. Eager wastes no time. They've already forced Randozos to the left side of the map. It's going to be one more swing from Divios. He's going to take a trip over to the right-hand side as well by himself and stop that Phoenix that's just spawned as well. And now Eager, they have all the time in the world to make their move.
Will they take it? Biding their time, choosing correctly.
They're just poking.
Jungle and solo grouped up in mid. Everyone else on the left side for Eager. Looks like the decision was made to come to the last Phoenix. Divios is going to tank instead of Aror this time. Aror will be looking for the peel. Gets Meerkat with the Mez and the ultimate. Big hit off the backside. In comes DJ. Grabs Meerkat with the ult. That should be a dead Hunter. And it is. djpernicus takes out Meerkat. All 3 Phoenixes are down. 4 members of Randozos to defend against the Titan. Eager already starting on to the final objective. But they're playing it safe. Again, like Kevin said, a lot of respect here.
6,000 health here. I don't see how Randozos hold this in any dream world, honestly. We're going to take through space and time. It just tickles him. And now the Titan going to be slowly whittled away, but it will be Eager going up 1-0 onto Randozos. An expected outcome, but honestly, Randozos, when it came to the team fights, looking pretty solid in my opinion.
20 minutes that game lasted head-to-head. Randozos not just matching the kills, but also the gold, finding wins in their enemy jungle when Eager decided to get a bit aggressive and started invading. But unfortunately, it all came crashing down after a gold fury from Eager, and that wins the game number 1 for the blue and white.
Let's watch First Blood again. This one going over to Randozos, and this was the dossier, like you said, right?
Yeah.
They actually knew everything about Divios, and that at level 5 on this Ravana, he does not level up Mystic Rush, so he can't escape the gank. Even though Skeeledon's not 5, still locks him down. First Blood, beautiful.
Very well played, and of course the information came there, but we actually saw Whalrus succeed and do very well there throughout the rest of the game. And despite the First Blood going Whalrus's way, the game at length went Divios' way. Not just the win for his team, but also win personally. The Ravana player went all out and played fantastic, not just in lane, but also when it came to the team fights.
Nah, man, he's feeding 1, 2, and 7. Divios just like kind of bullying people here in this match. Just that front line, kind of just tank that he always loves to play.
Yep.
Also secured, this was his only kill that Aror set up for him. One more swing, then he's going to lock Meerkat under tower. But just being that frontline aggressor, kind of the enforcer, and kind of that thorn in the side for a lot of teams, right? It's hard kind of to play that style anymore, right? Last season, once you got to late game, you were almost unkillable, right? It was a pretty tanky meta, but now kind of in this meta, right, you kind of have that window, 15 to 30 minutes, where you can play this style. 30 minutes on, though, the Hunters and the Mages have a lot more damage in this season, so it's a little bit harder, but still, Divios manages to find a way.
Exactly. Not only just playing that in the team fights, but also sharing the support and responsibilities with Aror, whether it's peeling with the Root or tanking the Phoenix, always really finding that. And Aror, a big part of this game as well. Look at the Kumbhakarna, 3-2 and 14 as Kumbhakarna on the Guardian role, and big part.
He was the player of the game for me. You just saw him just not only setting up for his team, but making sure to turn around and peel for them. We saw a couple instances that he used epic uppercut actually just to keep his team alive, right? Wasn't even to set up for the best I'm a monster. And it's just so hard to play against a Kumbhakarna who has a couple levels on you, or who is equal level to you, who has those really tanky items like Spirit's Robe, like Sovereignty, and I believe it was Heartward as well.
Heartward as well, yes.
Just doing so much for his team. Yep, there's the ult. Right before Fear No Evil comes out. Perfectly timed. A roar.
Literally perfectly timed. Not a superlative or not over-aggressive word choice over there from Aduro. From Adanas, you're not Aduro.
What?
Perfect timing on what Aurora was able to do there, and many times after that. And of course, we mentioned Aurora in the same hand. You have to mention the best. The Kumbhakarna and the Scylla 1-2 combination was the game plan from the start for Eager, and
boom.
Successful.
Right, I'm just going to say boom on every time, because it's just going to be booms.
Yeah.
Except the one time where, Best lagged. I don't know what remember in the mid lane where he just, didn't press his ult?
Yeah.
This was just awkward. Skeeledon having his purification up, not electing to use it. I'm assuming he thought he was going to get out of the root in time, and then Meerkat guaranteeing his death there by actually auto-attacking and slowing his movement speed. Might have been able to juke it out, honestly, if he wasn't kind of hit by that movement speed penalty.
Might have. I mean, it's hard to juke that one. Best, as we said, his god is Scylla. His god is Scylla. Don't let him pick it up. We'll see if